This gets edited out, by the way.
Oh, okay.
You can say whatever you want to. You could say whatever you want to.
Yeah, you could say, I, Michelle, wish to overthrow the American government and install a new Kremlin in Washington, D.C. You could say that. You could say it.
Yes.
You get edited out.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't matter. I'm just saying,
if
you wanted to say that type of thing, that you wanted to overthrow the American government and install a new
you
Kremlin
said it for me.
in the Washington, D.C. and step on the boots of Americans. You could say it.
The guy, when I was taking my driver's license test, this guy was making so many jokes about me overthrowing, the government and stuff. I actually, by the end, thought he was being serious. He was, low-key scared.
He's just, joking.
He's like, hey, I love borscht. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bad Mele podcast. We're here talking about Neopets at length. Seriously. Apparently, everyone
Neopets podcast.
Everyone in the world is about Neopets except me, because I never got into it. But we are joined by a guest. We have the lovely Michelle, aka Cakes, aka KG Bay, right?
Nice, thank you.
Star of the 60 Frames documentary. I really have to ask you this first question, and this is important because I got a lot of interest groups breathing down my neck. What are your ties to the Kremlin?
I actually lived right next door to the Kremlin when I lived in Moscow.
Okay, wait. I need to.
You lived in Moscow?
Wait, no, I need to preface this. What is the Kremlin? I just know it means Russia or something.
Okay. I have to be real with you. I have no idea. I know it's in the Red Square. I don't know if you guys know what the Red Square is.
No, but it sounds ominous and scary.
I thought it was the Russian version of the White House or the Pentagon.
Is it?
No, it's kind of like the Kremlin. It kind of is. Technically, you're all wrong. I think it's basically just a church. And it's one of the pretty churches that they depict in video games and stuff, with the colorful tops and the swirly things. Weird. And the main one is the Kremlin. It's the St. Basil's Cathedral, I think. And the Red Square is where it's located. And it's this pretty area where you get to walk around. And
it sounds
I really
so
don't know
scary.
Why it's there.
It's the Kremlin is coming for us. We need to run.
Dude, Russia's not scary.
Dude, okay.
Every time I talk about it, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like it's full of Russian spies, and you're gonna die any second."
Okay, well, here's your chance. As someone who is afraid to death of the idea of Russia,
we spend every waking night.
Yeah, every time I close my eyes, I see Putin, and he's just making a kissy face at me, and I feel like I'm about to die. What? Please, ease me.
Terrifying. We're all scared of food. We're on board with that one.
Okay, fair enough. So, what? How long have you you said you used to live in Russia? Are you fresh off the boat?
Kinda. I mean, I was born in San Diego, and then immediately my dad took me to Russia. As soon as I was born.
Right, he wanted you to be a soldier. There. I don't know. Yeah. Again, it's all stereotypes to me.
Yeah, you just wanted the dual citizenship so that you can
be a sleeper cell.
Yeah, you can infiltrate the U.S. immediately when you're done with your training.
She's probably heard it all. These goddamn spy jokes.
That's basically what my parents' plans was.
Okay, so how long were you in Russia for?
That's hard to say because I literally moved back and forth every other year. I had 6th grade in San Diego, and then maybe 2nd grade in San Diego. And then I fully moved to San Diego in the middle of 11th grade, and then finished up high school and went to college here.
Okay, cool. So what?
It's kind of back and forth.
What is sick about Russia that America doesn't have, and vice versa?
Russia. I mean, it's all the stereotypes are kind of true. Everybody drinks.
Do you see Slavs squatting? Is that real?
Okay, that's actually a thing.
Oh my god!
Our Slav squat. That's just actually Russians, but it's the ghetto Russians. It's kind of the I don't know. We have a name for them, so they're called New Russians. And the New Russians basically are just the people that are really rich but also really trashy, and that's the Slav squatters. They all wear the tracksuits and gold chains and really really expensive clothes, but they look terrible and they just reek of cologne. We have a bunch of them, but that's not part of my friend group.
Sounds like a terrible culture.
Sounds like an awesome culture. Sounds like a bunch of rad
Wait, they're
dudes.
great.
No,
No,
not
I'm-
Russia entirely, but just the squatter.
I love the squatters.
They sound cool.
So, like, there's other cultures that are squatters too. Like, I lived with 2 Koreans that were like fresh off the boat, and they would smoke outside. Like, they'd always be smoking cigarettes, and they'd always be squatting, and they'd be wearing tracksuits, and they'd be squatting and smoking.
Wait, and
like,
so they were
24/7.
Korean, and they were doing the Slav
Yeah.
thing. That is,
Yeah, dude, I think
that's actually
Koreans
sick.
invented it. I think like Russians are kind of like just cheaping off of Koreans. Like that's not our
Wow.
thing.
This is a lot to
Yeah.
take in, to be honest. After all of the memes. Fine. You know what? We'll leave it at that. I think we've had some sufficient answers here, and I honestly think there's nothing to fear, except everything to fear from the Red Square. The Kremlin will come for us all. But anyway, so how long have you been playing Melee?
About a year and a half. A little over probably at this point.
Okay.
Same. Sick. We're both
Nice.
babies.
You and Neep are babies. I'm a slightly older baby. That's still.
Wait, I heard you went O2 at Genesis.
Why would you say that? I've done so many things with my life.
We're gonna bring it up in every episode from now on.
God, yeah, you should every time just be like, so anyway, Anthony, how do you feel about going 0-2? It's like 4 months later, like,
It's just so funny. It's like, how long have you been playing? A year and a half. By the way, I heard you went 0-2.
I did, dude. I did.
I was gonna say, Neeper, I thought you went 3-2, and then I realized Slime was the one that said it, and I was like, I have to roll
I
with
gotta
this.
redirect this one.
Oh my god, I buried myself. Yeah,
Possible.
yeah. I went 0-2, dude. Well, how did you do at Genesis?
I didn't do much better. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Did you go 1-2?
I might have, and it might have been because of a DQ that happened in round 1. Okay, the thing is
That doesn't even
Which-
count as a 1-2.
Which is worse? I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
take
know.
it. It's just worse.
Because on paper,
No, okay, here's what happened though. Do you guys know Tokatsu?
who?
No.
It sounds familiar. Zeke, you know that
He's
is?
like Zio's friend.
Is he?
I have
Is he
no
from
idea what it
SoCal?
Yeah, he's from UCLA. and
Okay,
he's,
I've definitely heard of him.
Incredibly good peach.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot who did he beat. I think he beat like Mix and like I mean he has like a few good wins, but he's just like this really good peach. I'm pretty sure he's like ranked in UCLA. Like he goes even with Zio. Maybe not. I don't know, but I know they're friends and they like have kind of the same skill level. And the guy that I was supposed to play round 1 was late. And my TO was like, last call for like whatever that guy's name was. And Tokatsu's like, oh, that's me. And takes his spot. And he plugs in and he whispers like low key and he's like, please don't tell anyone. And then like selects the character. And I was like tilted. I'm like, I do not want to lose to this guy right now, round 1. So I lost to him. He went like a secondary too. So there was no reason for me to be upset. But I was like incredibly upset. And
Wait.
was just like, I lost to him to like his Falco. And then unplug, and I look really sad, and I'm like pissed. And McCain comes up and he asks me like, "Why are you so upset?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had to play Tonkatsu round 1." And he freaks out and like starts yelling at him like, "You're a jerk!" And I'm like already playing my second set.
Mother
like,
McCain just coming in, regulating.
Yeah, like I was playing my second set, and I just hear McCain and like Mad Dog Zeb and like somebody else just yelling at Tokatsu.
So
They're
wait,
like, you suck.
was
It's
he
like,
trying to, like-
beat the shit out of him?
was he trying to like progress in the tournament under that tag, or was he just like memeing?
yeah.
Okay.
No, he was like, I didn't register for Genesis. I'm just gonna play for this guy.
Wow.
And he's like really good. So like it was slightly upsetting for me. At the moment I was very tilted because I was like, oh, I'm so good. Like I could go further if I didn't have to play Tokatsu.
Right.
But so I was playing some guy and I hear them yelling at him, and eventually they just like reseed the whole bracket because of this guy, or like the whole pool, because he already played 2 sets and beat both of us. He like
They
played
didn't
the
just kick
second
him
seed,
out?
beat him. They kicked him out, and then they were like, well, he beat 2 people that were seeded like a certain seed, so we're gonna redo everything.
He like muscled
And
his
I-
way in. So that's actually really interesting because we didn't talk about this on the last one, but I'm sure you know about this Daddy, the great wobbler of Claremont.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
He went to
That's what I was
Genesis.
gonna say, was that I was so pissed about Tonkatsu. Somebody tells the whole Malachi Daddy thing,
Yeah.
and I just started dying. I'm like, that's so fucking funny.
Oh.
Like Malachi's so upset.
I'll post the meme in the description, but yeah, Daddy went to Genesis, and he did this. He's actually done this before. He played for me I registered for Blood, didn't want to go. He ended up going up anyway and didn't register, so he played as Slime, and he beat like a really good Sheik. And people were like messaging me like, "Dude, you're killing it, Blood. I'm like, "Yeah, totally. I'm sick." And it's just Daddy wobbling people. And so he goes up to Genesis. The same thing happened, but he was playing as the Prince, who's a friend of his. I think he's from Temecula, but Prince didn't go. He's like, you can use my tag, and it turns out that he had to play ssbm-t, who is a pretty active SoCal player. He's a pretty good Fox, and they end up having to play in bracket, and he fucking knocks Malachi out of the tournament. And it's like, and Malachi's like, he's like a grinder. Like all he talks about is Mele. Like all he cares about is like his tournament like stuff. And he just meets the great wobbler of Claremont in a bullshit bracket, playing as somebody else, and loses. And yeah, it was actually really funny. But Malachi didn't rat, so we still respect him. He doesn't get stitches, as they say.
Oh, really? Because somebody told me he did.
Really? Well,
Yeah. I could be wrong.
We all heard that he didn't rat, and maybe he did, and someone was like, dude, who cares? But who knows? I guess that remains to be, but at least he's taking it in stride, at least on the internet, so yeah, that's cool.
At the end of it all, it was really funny, so it was worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing is that Prince is like really good. Like, if not on Daddy's level, like even better. So Malachi would have had to play somebody really good either way. And
Right.
He should have been upset.
Yeah, it's not the word. It's not like he was replacing like Slime or something.
Round one.
The O2 legend.
Yeah, that me. I swear to God, I'm the best person who went O2 at G4. I will hold that. You come and find me.
Everyone else who went O2, DM him on Twitter.
DM me,
Organize a round
dude.
robin.
I swear to God, I will money match you in the street
Yeah,
with my
Even
dying
worse-
breath.
the thing that makes his O2 even worse is that after Daddy went to Blood for him, he ended up getting seated way higher.
Yeah, I'm
than
pretty
he
sure
should have been.
it's Daddy's Blood for Blood run that made me third seed in my pool. And I was like, okay, well let's show him what I got, and then I got wobbled and I died in the game. So. But yeah,
You're going to be like worth $30 on the fantasy draft now just because of Daddy.
fuck yeah, dude. I'm just gonna send him off to every tournament I go to, or that I don't go to. I'm just gonna have him build my reputation like a ghostwriter or something. I'll be the who was the ghostwriter for Drake, or what was that like big thing?
Drake has no ghostwriter.
He is a god.
Trust me.
God,
I'll be
no idea.
the Eminem to his Dre. How about that?
There you go. Don't you dare insult my baby daddy like that ever again.
So yeah, Michelle, we just want to add, because like, okay, it's obvious that you are the other gender of the world, right? And Smash is a very it's a male dominated sort of environment. So like, when you go to like majors and stuff, what is your experience like compared to, I guess maybe you don't have the biggest frame of reference, but like, what's your experience like? And also, do people ever like come up to you about like the documentary and shit, and like ask how Squid is doing and stuff like that?
Oh my god. Okay, the Squid thing, yeah, like all the time. Like locals, big tournaments. I mean, at least 2 or 3 people a day are like, "Oh my god, like how's Squid doing?" Like how's
That's
his
a lot of
Falco?
people.
Like, yeah, dude, that's a lot. I swear. I mean, I go to a lot of locals. I go to like 5 locals a week, and
Yes.
at every local, at least one person that hasn't met me before asks me about Squid. And at some point, it gets so fresh. Like, oh my god, I don't know if you guys know the meme about me not being able to chain grab because I couldn't chain grab in 60 frames.
Right.
But I've heard the joke so many times when I plug in, and they're like, "Ah, you're the girl that can't chain grab, haha, FD." Like, it's such a big thing.
Any creative retorts?
The thing is, I did at first because I was like, "Oh, this is amusing," and now I'm just like, "Ha, yeah, I can't chain grab." Like,
Kill yourself.
I have nothing left in me. Like, they killed my motivation to be funny.
Wow. That's real.
But like at nationals, I've already had, so at Evo and at Genesis, people have come up to me to like take pictures with me and like sign posters. Not like a lot, like a few people, but for me that was still crazy because I didn't do anything. I was just there, and I'm not even good. Like I'm just the girl in the documentary, and people are asking me to sign their posters, so that's cool.
How did they cover? I haven't seen it in a while. All I remember is just Sergio and Yam slapping his ass after he beat Kenji. But did you like meet Squid like coincidentally, or like were you into Mele before that, or what happened? Like how'd you get to like be so tight with those guys? Obviously, besides living with them.
Well, I did the thing that I think a lot of girls did is I dated somebody that played Mele.
Okay.
And he like didn't want to go to a tournament one day, and I did. So I knew a guy named Sawyer. I don't know if you guys know Soy Sauce. It's like a Falco main.
Oh.
He lives in Arizona now.
I commentated with him once for like 4 hours straight.
Oh, was it at Mayhem?
Yeah, it was at a Coliseum.
Yeah.
That was a very long night.
You guys did a great duo. It was awesome. Well, he was the one that introduced me to Squid. And I think it was, so I needed a ride. So the guy I was dating at the time lived in Found Valley, and so does Squid, and I needed a ride. And Squid drove me to the tournament and back, and on the way back he was like, I'm looking for a roommate. And I was like, oh, me too, I just moved to Orange County. And he's like, oh, cool, do you want to move in? I was like, yeah, sure. And like 2 days later we just moved in together, and that was about it. So I mean, I wasn't really playing Mele at the time. Like I was really interested in it, but I wasn't like, it was like my second tournament that I went to when I met him. And then after that, I got really into it, and he introduced me to like Kira and all of that, and that's how we became close.
And instantaneously.
So you caught the Mele bug. The thing
it did.
I've been like contemplating quitting, at least in a like grinder capacity. I'm pretty sure you go to more tournaments than I used to, and I was like hitting up. Actually, you definitely were, because you live in Orange County, so it's like the heaven, right? But I was like
everywhere.
That grind life, I was like so about it for like a year, and now I'm like, ugh. And then sometimes I'll like just be thinking about like how sick Mele is, and I'm like, maybe I can do it again. Maybe I can play some more. And it's just like, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Mele, it's like a virus.
It's definitely toxic. Like,
oh Jesus,
that's one way to describe it.
Well, it's just taking over my life for sure. Like I plan my work schedule around it. Like I plan my school schedule around it. I'm like just an emotional mess. Like if I do bad, then I'm just like very sad for hours. Mm-hmm. It's definitely like, if you don't have the right mentality for it and you're not really that good, then I feel like it can be pretty detrimental to you, but I love it.
I remember I saw something from Santi. It was like on his Ask FM, and he was saying, people were like, why don't you play as much Mele as like you could? And he's like, here's the thing. When I'm not playing Mele, everything else is awesome. Like I do way better in school. I have more energy. I like talk to more girls, like all this shit. Like his life is just better, but his Mele suffers. But when he focuses on Mele, everything else, like the levels just come down, but Mele goes like way up. It's like when you're, building your character. We use that metaphor a lot, like in an MMO or like a RPG. It's like the balance just has to, like, Mele just has to suck everything out of like the rest of your life. We just do it to go 0-2. It's fucked up.
I mean, it's so good. It's just so different from anything else. I don't know, man. It's just so different from all other games. It's so.
That's what they say about crack too.
This could very well be just a crack podcast, and we could just replace the word Mele with sweet rock, and it would be all the same. But so yeah, what's always funny, it's actually okay. So Donald Glover has this bit where he talks about like, when girls tell like a crazy boyfriend story or something, it's always like kind of messed up, and when guys tell it, it's like kind of funny. Like, oh yeah, Charisse, she was crazy. She like wouldn't stop calling me and banged on the door and all this stuff. But when a girl tells a story, it's like, yeah, he was nuts. He killed my dog. And it's like, so keeping it as light as possible. What, I guess, do you have any like encounters with like weird dudes or like creepy dudes, maybe at tournaments or nationals or whatever, just being in the Smash scene?
I don't want to like name any names,
right? Of course, yeah.
I've met like honestly,
Neeper.
It's not that bad. Yeah, Neeper is like the worst.
Neeper will ask you out on Twitter at the drop of a hat, dude. Fucking someone looks his way who even looks like a girl. Fuck, dude. You're getting that DM, dude.
The extent of my interaction with girls is DMing on Twitter. No, not DMing, tweeting at girls on Twitter.
In public, not even in the private eye.
In public, I can't even see. In public, I can't even look at you in the eyes or anything.
But on the internet, he's a confident god.
Well,
like maybe once a month, though.
I'm like kind of offended because I have gotten nothing from Neeper on Twitter.
Well, it's different because you're in the area. It's homeland type of stuff. You know what I mean?
I can find him.
It's easier when she's like 40 states away and Neeper can like just craft a tweet that has no repercussions.
It's much easier to disassociate myself with him. Any sort of negative things. It's like, if they think of me weird after this, I want to at least be in the scene. So.
Well, I've definitely like met. Well, okay, on Twitter, I've had one really weird experience. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't know, man. He DMs me like every day. I blocked him now.
Oh no!
Like now it's time. No. And I don't block often because I don't really get creeped out that often. I feel like I'm not like offended when
you're from Russia. Like you've seen bodies piled up as tall as the sun. Of course, you don't get freaked out.
Yeah. I mean, Neeper's worse than that, right? But this guy.
Just being on the podcast with him, I know he's worse than that.
Yeah, I can feel. So you blocked this one dude, but that's it. That's actually a pretty good run, I think, so far.
Oh, I've blocked two.
Okay.
There was one guy that I blocked on Facebook because he was freaking weird from like the get-go. Like, I don't know, when I first started playing, like really, really like the beginning of my Mele career, I like posted in SoCal Mele because my boyfriend at the time was like, oh, like you can find people to play with through here. And I was like, hey, does anybody want to play? And I got like 60 likes and like 90
I remember that.
I was hella popular.
Everyone in the group was like, yes, we'll play. I'll drive out to find you.
Yeah, what's up? I live in Riverside. I'll come to where you are. It's fine.
You know, I got a few, like, it's kind of a meme between me and my, because there were a few guys that were actually just, they weren't even subtle. Like, there was one guy that was like, hey, like, I saw your post in the page, and I'm like, oh, cool, like, I don't have a car, can you, like, drive out here and play? And he's like, well, I live an hour and a half away, but, like, you live really close to the beach. I mean, there was one guy that was like that. He's like, well, I'm in the area, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be for like another few hours. And he's like, well, I'll be in the area in a few hours. Like, he was always like,
always ready.
Yeah. But this guy was like, I just remember this message so well. He was just like, yeah, like, you live nearby the beach, so I would love to come over there, and maybe we can just go to the beach together.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, and play Mele there? And he's like, I don't know, but maybe we can go to the beach. So
how does sand help my neutral game, Jerry?
You said there was a guy that messaged you every single day.
Yeah, so there were two.
Every girl under the sun that I know and have talked to has told me that there's a guy that messages them every day.
There's always going to be a guy. Like,
why? Listen,
I don't know.
Our listeners out there, Bad Mele podcast listeners, I know one of you people do this.
If you're that guy,
stop it.
Stop it. Michelle,
no one likes it. It'll never work.
As the other end of that exchange, Michelle, what is it like dealing with that guy?
Dude, I just don't get it. Like, it's not even that it's frustrating. It's just like, if I obviously am not going to respond to your last 25 messages, why are you going to send the 26th? Like, where does it come from, like, the motivation to write another message? And it happens, like, all the girls I know it happens to, and it's happened to me, like, since I was, like, high school. Like, there are just guys that will find you on Facebook or wherever, and they will keep writing to you until you finally respond. And I just don't understand the point. I mean, I guess because you're finally responding, but like you're responding to tell them to like stop messaging you.
Right? They're like, finally, she noticed me. What? Stop talking to you? She doesn't mean that.
And that's like the thing is like I'm not even annoyed. Like I understand guys that are just like looking for love or like looking to meet somebody or just to like make a friend that happens to be a girl. But like if you're going over 5 messages, I just don't see where where that comes from.
You're entering from weird guy to serial killer really quickly.
It's danger zone. So if you are that guy, if you have ever quintuple DM'd over the course of days or whatever, bro, just let it go.
Give it up.
Just let it go, dude. It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. It's a beautiful world. It's gonna be great. But, yeah. Zeke's girlfriend just messaged. She's obviously listening. She just said, "I never have anyone message me every day, Neeper." So, sorry to
We're all just
that's because you main Ganon and no one gives a shit.
If unless your name's Vicky Kitty, apparently Neeper just doesn't care about you. Unfortunately,
This is a true fact.
Actually...
you just never
Did you
get
see
any
that
recognition
tweet?
from Garrett.
Yeah, what is up with that, dude?
Did you see the
It was
entire
all over
thing?
my timeline. Like, I read the whole thing, obviously.
famous.
Just asked her out on a date over Twitter. Like, that was so funny.
I got.
Okay. Have you ever been asked out over Twitter?
Oh, well,
Neeper
only
style?
by that one guy.
Oh, okay.
Only by the guy that I blocked.
Was it in public
like,
or through DM?
he did both. The thing is that the reason...
that's what you didn't do, Garrett. Is you didn't cover
you
all your
didn't. You
bases.
didn't double up.
No. I would have. I think I might have done it over DM if she had her DMs open, but
Oh, I see.
I don't think her
my
DMs
God.
were
Neeper
open.
is this close to
Neeper.
being the guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Neeper
kidding.
is one
He's got-
setting away from being the guy.
got-
No, I
You
wouldn't. I
better
wouldn't have
conscious
done
of that.
both, but I would have initially done the DM instead of the public tweet.
Fair enough. Okay.
I only had one choice, and I just had to make it happen. Okay.
Genesis was a strange time for us all. It's
I wasn't
an
drunk
emotional
yet,
journey.
so I
for-
wasn't able to go talk to her physically.
Right, of course. So yeah, anything? I assume majors can be different because of 60 frames and because you exist sort of in the greater idea of Melee, and then majors are where it all comes together. Locals, I find it interesting that people still give you shit or whatever at locals because I feel like everyone just knows each other at this point. But I guess that's naive of me to think.
Well, I go to locals, like, in Irvine, where it'll be like where randomly Lucky will show up, or West Balls, or Alex 19, or whoever. And because of that, like, just a bunch of randoms will show up when they see that this guy's coming.
Oh, okay.
And when it's the randoms, then I get like shit. But if it's like the regular people that I know and I see at every local, then obviously they're not going to give me shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but at majors, I know a lot of girls do have bad experiences at tournaments, but mine have never been like terrible. I've met maybe like one or two guys that are just a little too much, but other than that, like it's fine. Like I love everybody that I've met. Like, nobody likes everyone, but
No,
I
yeah.
definitely
I can see that you have like a good outlook on this, and it's good that you haven't had those experiences because like some people have, and it's shitty, and it sucks,
Yeah.
and it can like ruin your time.
no, I'm very lucky to not have that experience.
I guess have you ever felt excluded or like sort of othered in a way that kind of sucked? I mean, maybe not overly negative experiences, but like because you're a girl. And because you play Peach and you can't chain grab or whatever, has that happened, or is it generally just like an awesome experience for you? Because if so, that's awesome.
It definitely feels different. I don't think I would know as many top players, to be honest, or know as many people in general. If I wasn't a girl, like, my Peach sucks, I wouldn't have this many friends because of, like, my Melee game.
Okay.
But that's, like, the positive. The negative, it's not really, like, it doesn't totally affect me, but there is a stereotype, like, oh, well, girls play Peach. And people comment on that all the time. Like, people will plug in and they just already assume that I play Peach. Like, it's just, like, a thing. And it's not, like, it doesn't bother me, but it's definitely, like, kind of annoying.
Yeah,
But,
because it's
you
like,
know.
fuck you. I play Peach.
Yeah.
So,
I just wish, like, I had that Pocket Fox, but, like, I'm not good enough for that.
dog, just develop it, dude. It's 2017. Pocket foxes are, that's how you live nowadays.
I've been... Yeah,
Even
I
my
mean,
main fox has a pocket fox. when I switch colors from orange to blue.
Pocket blue.
Pocket Blue. Yeah, I know, like, the Smash Sisters cruise that I did at Genesis, like, there were, like, two Peaches. It was me and the girl on my team, and I think one other girl. And then that was it. Like, there were not a lot of peaches. It was mostly like Marth and Sheik and Fox and shit. So
Cool.
I don't think like the stereotype actually holds true, but I'm one of the girls that play Peach.
I mean, statistically, there are more male Peach players than female Peach players, probably.
Yeah.
So
But
I mean-
I don't think that's proportional.
No, that's a good statistic.
this is just
No,
a
no, that's
statistic.
good.
It's what it is. So,
We usually have like Melee stuff to talk about, but like not much.
what
has
happened this week even?
We can talk about that stuff.
Cyrox and like all the people.
SSS
Not
happened.
talk about Cyrox.
Everyone's so
hang on,
dude.
buddy.
Dude,
Yeah.
SoCal is so
Yeah.
Hollywood, dude. It's so fucking Hollywood. We get Nun, we get Cyrox, and everyone's like, "Oh, I finally get to go to an SSS." Fucking go to those every month or month now.
Shitty.
It just
They're at my school for like forever. and
I've
they
never
went to one.
SSS is great, but I've never had a good experience there, like player wise or like
Yeah, same here.
melee wise. It's always so hard, and it's like sterile feeling, and I don't like esports arena.
No.
Yeah, it's like
I don't like the esports arena either.
it's
like-
it's
Describe sterile. Hold on. Describe sterile to me as to like.
sterile, not like a
context.
not like a sperm, but instead like a medical facility. Like
Yeah, but like, you think it feels like very like prosthetic, like it's not real.
yeah, like it
little
feels as if there's some sort of it's like the Walmart of melee. You know
Like,
what I
think
mean?
of the bad things that come to your head when you think of like the word concrete.
No,
I guess,
concrete's
like-
well. If you think in the context, sidewalks are cool,
Like
but not in the context of like a building.
Just
Yeah,
boring.
sidewalks are really cool.
Is there nothing to do other than melee? Like,
No, melee is what makes it fine, and that melee is always the binding agent that makes whatever is going on fine and acceptable because it's the game that we all came to play and love. But it's the extraneous stuff where it's like all the setups are here. We got the vault going on. We got professional stream, and it's like it's just I don't know, something about it doesn't rub me the right way, and I don't know why. And I like that at
Crimson Blur
majors.
is there?
I think Blur, dude. I think is just looming.
Blur. Everything ties into Blur.
No, but that's like
Why
my
don't you
personal
like
beef.
Blur?
No, Blur's fine. But like, SoCal is like it's so Hollywood, and it's like it's just so funny how we had all these players here this week, and everyone was like, "Oh, fucking Cyrock's gonna fucking play fucking West Balls, boys. It's on!" And I felt that, but the hype also felt sort of weirdly. The inertia was like kind of generated for me instead, and that was a weird feeling. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in this, but.
I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like a local, and like I don't feel like the hype of like in even a regular major. I guess it's just being in region that makes it less hype.
Yeah, but Hugs went nutty. He was a wild boy in the Samus robot suit. That was pretty cool. He beat Westball. He beat the spirit out of Westball's Fox. Did you see that face that he made
No.
when it
Please
happened?
Giphy it to me and then send it to me.
That's
Please
gonna,
make the face.
It's gonna happen. Okay, I'm making it right now. Is it funny? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
Okay.
good, right? Yeah.
You guys can see each other. Are you guys together? How does this work?
We're on video
Well,
chat.
we're together
Oh, I
not
see.
physically but emotionally,
Right.
and also in relationships
It's-
with one another.
It's really complicated, and we don't know how to handle it sometimes. So, Michelle, what's your best win?
Fuck, I don't even know. I have like close wins, you know, like I took a game off Wieners, I took a
Okay.
game off Daddy.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. He talks about that sometimes.
I've come like multiple times to taking games or to taking sets off Jago, but then he just switches Samus to me game 3 every time, or game 2 or whatever. And
He
I
switches
just
to
can't do
Samus?
anything. Yeah, fuck, dude,
What a
Samus is hard.
I didn't know Jago had a
I'm gonna
Samus.
get it. Yeah, well, that was his first main.
I see. Have you
I
played
don't know,
Ringler?
Yeah, only in friendlies. It was like honestly like half a friendly. Like I took like one game off him, I'm pretty sure, and then a second game we like did through half of it, and then that was it, and then we got kicked off. Like I wanted to money match him because I just wanted to see how hard he is.
When do you money match?
Well, at Genesis I just money matched a lot because I just wanted to play other people. And then I'll money match like if there's like some kind of argument or a rerun.
No,
a
Squid,
run
you
back
do
or
the
whatever.
dishes.
Not money matching Squid for dishes.
But maybe like his Zelda or something.
Okay, his Zelda's fucking sick,
Coin
so
battle.
don't you ever.
Has he played every character against you?
Yes. Other than like, I think maybe he played Kirby against me. Oh my god! By the way, I think it's so funny your guys' Airbud description. But yeah, he played Kirby against me when I was younger, or when I was newer.
a younger lass in the world. How did you? What made you make the connection from Kirby to Airbud?
Because that was the story. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Where I think it was Griffin was talking about how he was like listening to a thing about like how people can't play against certain matchups, and he's like, look, people are always complaining like if they lose to somebody that's like a Kirby main and they lose and they like John about it saying like, oh, I lost because of the matchup, and it's like having a soccer player play Airbud and then being like, well, I don't know the dog matchup.
That's pretty good. I forgot that Griffin was funny.
Griffin, where are you?
He's been absent for again. He just disappeared into the mist.
He just went in my head.
He came back for 2 episodes and then just kind of. So, guys, what happened with Mele, dude? Don't do that. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. We got people watching this. We got monitoring. Just don't do.
I can't do that.
Don't.
Now they're in our Discord.
Everyone, just be
America.
cool.
It was a warning sign for you guys. I'm on your side.
America is where I belong. Everything's gonna be
land of the free, baby.
No, okay, you did all right. You did it again. You did it again. Please.
The authorities are on their way.
Okay. Jesus. Okay.
Guys, what happened to Mele? Come on, there's got to be something.
Hugs. Triple 3-stock Justin. That was pretty cool.
That was insane.
So when Cyrox loses, do you just feel like a happiness in your heart?
I don't.
Cyrox lost to Kira yesterday.
That's right.
3-1.
Yep. You got bodied.
I don't feel like happy about it, but it's just like, and Armada almost lost to S2J, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like he almost bled. You know, that's how everyone views Cyrox. It's like, oh, Cyrox goes anywhere else, he's gonna win because he's Cyrox, and then when he doesn't perform to their standard, which is winning Evo or winning Genesis, I'm just like, God damn it! Finally, the people see that like it takes more than just pressing buttons to avoid getting upbeat at a shield every single time.
I'm not judging, but you sound
not bitter. I'm not bitter. I love Justin. Justin has carried me in teams many, many times. But, I think that people give him a lot more credit because they think he came up out of nowhere, but he's really been playing for like 6 years.
He's so hot right now, though, dude.
I know, and that's not.
He's so Hollywood right now.
He's the hot young boy that everyone's talking about.
Sound like a fucking Mele hipster. But it's like
what?
But it's like I go to Colorado Mele. I go to the Colorado Mele page. Everyone's like, "Oh, Justin's playing Mango on a stream." Blah blah blah. Tune in. And then I come into the podcast to maybe escape reality, and I have fucking Garrett, who's like, "Hey, did you guys see Justin's run at SSS?" And I think that the kid is a little egocentric, which is fine. He's really good at something that he loves.
That's like fair though, right? Like, I mean, we all have egos for Mele, and this guy's like, he just became amazing out of nowhere.
Michelle, he didn't.
We spent time describing this.
Zeke's just like clenching like one of those stressed little animals right now. It's like a little ducky.
I mean, he might be the best in the world, right? Like,
he literally might be the greatest player to ever look at Mele.
Next person to have their hands broken by an assassin. Will be
the assassin's
Cyrox.
Gonna throw a dodgeball at his precious little index fingers.
I just slide the fucking assassin and emerald controller. I'm like, you know what to do. That was his payment for those who didn't get the analogy. It was me paying off the assassin to break Cyrox's hands.
No, but speaking of 19-year-olds, none is 19. Did you guys know that?
That was really weird.
What is up with that? I had no idea.
He looks like someone's father.
He looks like a 30-year-old man who somehow realized he was really good at Mele.
Yeah, he looks like he knows how to barbecue really well.
He owns a couple pairs of khakis and some Crocs.
Yeah.
But like when they were talking about it on commentary, because we were all watching the SSS here at the apartment, because Justin's from Colorado.
Justin's there to Hollywood, dude.
And then like we heard the commentators, or It was Alex 19 and fucking Crimson Blur or something. And Alex 19 goes, "Oh, it's Battle of the Babies." And I was just like, I don't know I don't know what this means. Like the newer players. And then even Blur was like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Oh, well, Justin's 18 and Edgard is 19." And like Blur's like, "No, he's not, dude. Don't fucking lie to the people." And I was there like, that was a good one, Alex. That was you got me. He's not 19. And then he's like, "No, dude, check it out, like right here." he kept it going, but it's one of those sweet spots where you didn't know if he was really like dead set on following the meme to its end,
right,
or if he was just telling the truth. And so I went on fucking the greatest Google search of all time and looked up Nun age Edgard Foot, like found his Facebook and shit. It was really funny. And yeah, confirmed. None is 19. It blew all of our minds. We'll never put it past us. We'll never judge him.
We can't. Our world is flipped upside down. Because he looks like he could just tell me everything is going to be okay after some bullies like beat me up at school. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, it made a lot more sense because I was one of the people who thought it was really funny when he like was getting wobbled by DizKid and then went on Twitter and talked about how like, "Oh, wobbling's not fun."
Yeah, it makes more sense now.
It makes more sense because he's just a dumb little child, dude. He's probably graduated last year. He's apparently married according to his Facebook.
Oh. What? Maybe it's one of those like
definitely not married.
Maybe it's one of those like jokes where you marry your buddy. It's like, "I'm married to Nico on Facebook." Ha.
And secretly just actually get married.
Yeah. Okay. when healthcare dissolves, Nieper, let's get gay married for the insurance. You down?
Yes. Right. But that might be banned as well. Also.
Oh, shit, dude, we're so fucked. Wow. Oh, you know what else happened? The fucking everyone pour one out. 0 07 salute. Fucking Colorado Smash page is dead. It's gone.
Wait.
Yeah,
what?
they locked it up. They threw away the fucking comment key
today. Yeah.
Was this derived from a certain Kyle Applequiz?
No. Not everything bad is related to Kyle Applequiz. Only half of the things that are bad.
Okay, why does everybody say that? Because only recently have I been hearing just like, "Oh my god, Kyle's is bad."
All right, don't talk about it. He's gonna grow in power.
All right, it's not our place to like just take a shit on somebody, but like Kyle has consistently proven over and over that he's just kind of like a weird, ragey, kind of angry, unpleasant person, and that's come through. If you follow him on Snapchat, it's a riot, and that's
or
just
Facebook or any social media,
any place where he exists digitally or corporeally.
Put out words for people's reading pleasure.
Yes. So that's sort of the general consensus. Obviously, form your own opinion if you ever meet him or whatever, but he definitely rubs people the wrong way. So that's like a little summary of Kyle. But yeah, so do you know like what exactly happened, Zeke, or did they just like decide to snap it shut or what?
No. Okay, so when I joined the scene, which was about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more, Colorado hadn't had a really big scene. I think the Facebook page only had like 300 members or something crazy, which was cool because it was very close knit. Like Smash 4 had just come out, so there wasn't like a big divergence in player base. And then the scene grew like drastically. So now I think that Facebook page had like 2,500 members or something like that. Pretty insane. And when people would post on there, they'd be like, "Hey, I'm new. Anyone know where I could find some Mele?" They would just redirect them to the Colorado Mele page, which was like a little bit more, targeted for the Mele.
And that came afterwards because it was the amiibos that ruined the page.
Yeah, never forget the great amiibo wars, dude. People were so when the page first started growing, Smash 4 had, like I said, just come out. So people were really big on all the cool shit that the Wii U could do. And every day there would be like a picture of all the characters, like half the cast. They'd be like, "These are my mains. Rate them out of 10 or whatever."
Like the meme before it was a meme.
Yeah. Like, "These are my mains, lol." And then every day someone new would do it and blah, blah, blah. And Colorado Mele, the elitists we are, created their own Facebook page. We're like, everyone. So we can duck all the amiibos and the "These are my mains" posts. Please join this group. And that one still has like 200 members. And then Smash 4 made their own. It was like a fucking great passive-aggressive war of 2016. And so my old roommate, oddly enough, the guy that we talk about who's like very proactive about getting what he wants and like voicing his opinion, he was like, "Why does this page even exist?" And then everyone just kind of commented on it. And no one could come up with a good reason why. So they archived it and made it so no one's allowed to comment on anything or post anything new.
Yeah.
They were like, "This is here to serve as a monument to Colorado Smash history," and that's it.
Yeah, it's frozen in amber now. It's all. It's like.
What's the thing that Han Solo gets frozen in?
No, that's like carbonite, right?
Yeah, it's garbage.
Carbonite. Yeah.
But Han Solo gets unfrozen.
Fucking.
But yeah, dude, it's just like they sealed it up, and that's that. It's just really funny because it's like it was a shit post, like for a time. Well, I started probably the same like time you did, and I remember I'm a born shit poster at heart, right? I was shit posting long before Mele and long after Mele in my life. It'll be that way. And when I found that group, I was like, oh. It's like a beautiful meadow in which I can just walk and roll around in and cover in my shit. And I just the shit posts that I had in that group, they will never leave me because they really meant
to the man he is today.
So yeah,
a lot of shit happened in Colorado Smash in particular, but outside of the little bubble that we own in the heart of the U.S., nothing really happened that I could think of this weekend.
No, it's fucked up.
Not really.
Yeah.
Mele's dying.
Confirmed.
It's time to hop aboard the Smash 4 train, boys and gals.
Dude, okay, listen. I was watching Smash 4, and I was like, this looks so easy. I bet I could be a god at it. Do you guys ever think that?
Oh my.
That thought crept
podcast
into
am
your
I
mind.
on?
It's over now. What podcast am I on? Well, we have a friend who's visiting. It's like one of my roommate's old friends. And the very first thing he talked about, he's like, "Yeah, you're pretty good at Mele, right? Yeah, Smash 4 is more my game." And then like we booted up Smash 4. Well, we were gonna boot up Smash 4, and he was talking about like how he's only been playing for like a little bit, and he's not ranked, but like he goes to the weeklies and usually gets like third or whatever.
What?
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, God damn it! Why did I pick Mele of all games? Like I could have picked any other game and put in the same amount of time and been a fucking legend by now. I could have been a child
I could have been
prodigy.
the American Artur Babayev, but I am not.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know who that is, Cakes?
No.
You don't know Arteezy? Arteezy the
No.
Dota. I guess all Russians don't know each other, but yeah, he's a Russian Dota player. He's like a meme legend. Like he brought Sad Boys and Young Lean into the world stage just through his stream alone. Anyway, I could have been the Arteezy of whatever else, but here I am. Let me ask you, Indy, is Reverse Fair Dair worth it?
Oh, you truly are putting my two loves together, which is like attention and sick Marth combos. Fuck. No. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's worth it.
It's worth it. The Reverse Fair Dair is worth not being revered at Smash 4.
Yes. Okay. Because Reverse Fair Dair is sick on no matter who you do it, no matter who does it all the time. Smash 4 is only sick if you're a god.
Okay, fair enough.
Like when I did that shit to the Fox player at Genesis to make it out of pools.
When you ruined his stupid little teenage life.
Like I would have rather had my 7 boys who were there pop off for me than fucking thousands of people cheer for my sick footstool combo.
Is that what you did? You did that to make it out of pools?
Yeah, it was super dope. It was cool because I like turned around and the only people who were there were like Nieper, Delaney, Jesu, and Anthony. And I was like, this is what I came here for.
He seriously, it was like, this kid like shine spiked him really quick, and it was like, it looked a little like back and forth, and then he just started comboing him like a stupid little doll, and you're just like, oh my god, and then he ended it with like the sickest down air, and you're like, whoa, like you didn't have to do it to him, but you did, and you just feel so much pride and like joy for your bud, and that's Mele. Fuck, maybe I shouldn't quit.
Worth it. You have to stay around.
Definitely
Dude.
don't
You have
quit.
to stay around, Anthony. We fucking need you, dude.
Yeah, like I don't understand why you're quitting. Is it like a V Money thing where it's like you're gonna be back?
No. You've already said it twice, Michelle. Just say it a third time, please.
Say what? Fee money? So he appears in the mirror.
V Money. Oh, I was gonna ask you
Hey
about
guys,
that.
it's me, Fee Money.
What?
Well, he messaged me. I'm like part of Peppas now.
Right.
What?
Welcome.
Well, I don't even know what that is. Thank you. I don't know what that is.
It's probably for the best, to be honest.
Peppas.
I mean, I was like excited. Like he messaged me out of nowhere, and he's like, "We've decided with the group that you are eligible to be a knight in Peppas." And I was like, "Yeah, sick. I'll do it." And then I told my boyfriend, and he's like, "I'll literally break up with you." Like,
if you join Peppas?
Oh my god.
What? I'm gonna have to talk to Caesar. That is, I don't like his tone, to be honest. Look,
I have never associated with or cared for a man that dislikes Peppas.
listen, let me tell you, let me just sit everyone down real quick. Peppas is the most elite esports organization that the world has ever and will ever see. And to not understand the glory and the scale of the monolithic Peppas Esports is a crime to yourself.
I'll pass it on.
No, Peppas is a stupid. It's like an Arizona-based like meme.
Just going.
Listen,
Did not take long.
I don't even know what Peppas is, and all I've talked about is Peppas for like the past 5 months. So I'm nobody is more qualified, and at the same time not qualified to speak on what it is. But you know what's actually really funny? I went up to Ty when I was having signatures for Zeke's stupid shirt, and I went up to him and I'm like, all right, he's got to know. And I was like, hey Ty, man, you and Peppas? And he just looks at me, he's like, fuck Peppas. And I was like, really? And he said it again. He's like, fuck Peppas. And I'm like, oh shit.
So it's an Arizona thing? It's not a you guys thing? I thought it was like the 805.
We're definitely the SoCal satellite.
Yeah,
scene.
the division. Honestly, I saw a funny tweet that Nick Yingling retweeted, and I thought the word Peppas was really funny, and I decided to just join it, and they let me, and now I'm an ambassador.
You're running it.
I'm running SoCal division, and we have jerseys. Did you know that?
V Money showed up, and he's like, you can get one too.
Okay.
You know what's bad when Vic is our fucking Peppas ambassador?
After Genesis, I went back to Bakersfield like the day after, and I didn't notice this. I went into my closet and I saw my Peppas jersey washed and hung up. I'm so glad I didn't have to explain it to her because I think she forgot about it and didn't ask me.
She just comes out into the she's doing your laundry. She's like, hey Gary, what? Gare Bear, what's this? She's just holding it up, and you just turn around. You're playing Stardew Valley, and you just whip around real fast. And you're like, Peppas, bitch.
Mom, I told you to ask me about Peppas.
My secret friend groups.
It's a secret esports team, and it's meme, but it's really funny. But just don't ruin it for me.
Has my last name on it and everything.
I'm glad.
Just with an added K to make it even more weird.
What I'm glad that you're keeping your Peppas jersey fresh, because
yes,
it's what we rep. It's what we rep in our hearts.
It's who we are as people.
Yeah.
The meme that ties us together at the end of the day. When me and Anthony have our fights every night, pretty much after every fist fight that we have, we can always come back together and tell each other to ride and to stay Peppas, and it'll all be okay.
Right. We go every night. We just go out in the back and we move the patio furniture around, and we just fucking box for hours, and we just wail on each other, and then at the end of the night say it was a pleasure to ride with you, Neeper. And then we say Peppas, and then we pass out from our wounds. So
this is Peppas.
Yeah. Dude, I think that's it. I think that's fucking. It was such a.
No Mele.
Thank Michelle for saving the podcast, because what the fuck would we have talked about besides Neopets if she hadn't been here?
A Neopet segment, but
it's Samus is just good now.
Samus is good now. I always said it.
Animosity beat Alex 19 this weekend.
Did he really? Well,
yeah.
Everyone's beating Alex.
Alex is kind of like SoCal's punching bag, so whatever.
Animosity beat him?
Yeah, Animosity.
That's the guy who beat me at Genesis.
He's good, dude.
I mean, he's good.
I'm as good as Alex 19 now, so
yeah. Okay.
I lost to Armada. Mango lost to Armada. We're like the same person.
Yeah, no, you are.
Bool.
That's like the direct definition of it.
Okay, yeah, we can. Oh shit! I think I have emails. Sorry. Let me.
Okay.
Let me.
Oh, you actually got emails.
Let me crack these open. We do emails.
I don't even remember what we asked last time.
We didn't.
We asked for
anything.
Genesis stories, but people, we didn't get many Genesis story emails, and I think that just cements the idea that none of the people who listen to this actually play Melee and go to tournaments. So
Well, it was a major. You don't expect everyone to go there when we're poor.
it's the one that everyone goes to.
Okay, it had like 100,000 viewers, and it only had like a couple thousand entrants. Like, it's not like everyone goes.
Hold on.
There are 100,000 people that play Melee that all decided to tune in.
Okay, here.
Well, there's at least 100,000 people that watched.
You guys are like so fast with these Discord emojis.
Yeah,
Emotes.
it's
I've mastered it. Yeah.
cool.
He spent many podcasts not saying much,
Master
but
the navigation.
communicating solely through the emojis. It's time to stop.
Okay, I have one. I have fucking one email.
All right, let it ride.
And this one applies to you, Neeper.
It
Okay, I found it. All right. This one says, this one applies to you, Neep. Hey guys, I'm Harper. In like summer of last year, I went to a tournament with one of my friends. My friend played a female Ness main that wasn't very good, and I was behind them watching. This girl and my friend hit it off quickly, and they started joking with each other. The whole time they're playing, I'm trying to join in the conversation, but it seems like I don't exist to this girl. Like, she stares at the screen and doesn't respond to anything I have to say. I got ignored.
That's how it applies to me.
I got ignored, but my fucking 5'3", 100-pound friend was revealing his whole hand to her. He SD'd game 2 so she could win, but was pivoting everywhere, just playing extra fucking sick. That sounds Smash 4, right? Wait,
Yeah.
can you pivot with... I mean, pivot, like in Melee, sure. Okay, I'm assuming it's Melee.
You can pivot with Ness? Is that a dumb question?
She's playing Ness, I think.
Okay.
So anyways, like, just extra fucking sick, really trying to get this girl. And when they finished, they actually exchanged numbers. They didn't really speak until a few days ago, but it turns out this girl is like top 25 in the world at Rivals of Aether, and she's won huge tournaments. My friend told me all this and then sent me like 12 eye emojis, and I think you know what that means. So, Neeper, what this means is if you want to win Vicky Kitty's heart, you just gotta pivot like a madman. 8-pointed
Okay,
black star. That's the name of my band, actually.
Look, I think if I can get the courage to actually find her and speak to her in person, I can...
Bro, she's dating a Ryu, man, dude. It's
I know, but we have a
Bowtown,
lot
baby.
of time. We have a lot of time to accuse him of pedophilia.
Jesus
That was our plan. We were gonna sabotage it for Neeper. We were just gonna slander this guy's name. God, this is like a shitty like esports comedy like script. Maybe we'll start working on that. But anyway, that's
Does
the
she
only.
know
one.
that you have this podcast?
What's that?
Does she know about the podcast?
I did. I don't think she said she listened to it, but I don't think she did listen to it. But that's okay.
He made a tweet on Twitter of the last podcast we talked about the tweet and stuff, and then he tagged her in it for some reason. I forgot why, and then she responded. She's like, "Oh no Neep or whatever," and then she's like, "But it's a funny podcast."
And I was like,
So I
So
have
she
no
could
idea.
listen to it.
well, it's an hour. I wouldn't listen to. Look, I wouldn't listen to this podcast. That's all I'm saying. But who knows? All right, so that was our only email. I don't know, guys. Fucking.
Send us stuff to talk about. Like, send us like sick
You don't-
stuff.
you don't-
Also, it's not.
that
It's not
shit.
their job. You know, like
It's not.
It's not their job. So don't take it that way.
People interact in different ways. Sometimes you get DM'd a picture of a wiener on Twitter. Sometimes they respond to your email via question. It's
Right. It's
you know
that and
sides
that's
of
the
the same-
beauty of
the
the
same
spectrum of human communication. You know, from dicks to literature. It's all the same, really. Don't send us dicks.
Not again.
Don't send us all dicks. Anyway, thank you, Michelle, for coming on. And was there a tournament tonight? Did you bail
Yeah, I bailed.
Thank you
on
for
an 8-man
bailing.
tournament.
on an 8-man godlike
you?
bracket to come and bool with us on the podcast? That's very
No
cool.
problem. Thanks for having me.
It was a
This
pleasure.
a lot of fun.
Of course. And one day you will beat Jago Samus. Because guess what? I beat Hulka once. And people were like, "You've beat Hulka?" And they didn't believe it. But it happened. Okay?
Wait, you did? I
Yeah.
actually didn't know that.
Yeah. I fucking
so
did.
happy.
And I went 0-2. Like, dreams are real. Okay? So.
No, you're sick.
I know. Keep grinding. Everyone keep grinding. Not just Michelle, who's a crazy grinder, but if the grind is in your heart, fucking grind and fucking ride. And
For all you
fucking
listeners out there,
Peppas.
if you might one day find yourself lucky enough to get a tweet from me asking you on a date, just keep looking out. I'll be there.
Keep a lookout.
Thank you guys. I'll probably see you at a tournament soon. So
Yep, we'll bool.
see you in a few days.
All right. Good night.